Tonight, a West Coast murder case that's drawn national attention hits a snag in court. The so-called doomsday mom refusing to cooperate.
I'm not sure that it's appropriate for defense counsel to advise the defendant to not cooperate, but that's where we are.
The woman convicted of killing her children in Idaho refused transport to an Arizona courthouse today. Good evening. Welcome to West Coast Wrap. I'm Alex Savage. Lori Vallow was set to attend a hearing to determine whether she's competent to stand trial in another murder case. Fox 10's Justin Lum reports tonight that prosecutors believe her attorneys are advising her not to cooperate.
The state of Arizona versus Lori Vallow.
The former Chandler resident who killed her two youngest children in Idaho was a no-show in court. Lori Vallow remains in Rule 11 proceedings to determine if she is competent to go forward with two additional murder conspiracy cases here. She's accused of her alleged involvement in the fatal shooting of her former husband Charles Vallow and the failed murder attempt on Brandon Boudreau, her niece's ex-husband.
Well, we were hoping that the defendant would be present today so that she could be admonished by the court that the most expedient way to get out of Rule 11 is to cooperate with the Rule 11 doctors. I'm not sure that it's appropriate for defense counsel to advise the defendant to not cooperate, but that's where we are.
Prosecutors say Vallow's new defense team advised her not to cooperate with the two court-appointed experts. It was Vallow's previous public defender that filed the motion for Rule 11. Commissioner Travis Martirosyan says he reviewed a report from Dr. Michael McGady and a letter from Dr. Camille Hernandez. The court asked if both parties could agree to moving the case along based on what appeared to be a competency finding in McGady's report. The state said no, arguing that if Vallow wants to represent herself in court, the second opinion is needed. The defense responded.
As far as having Ms. Vallow not speak, that was a decision based on the fact that we wanted to withdraw the Rule 11 motion. We did not want to be in Rule 11 court because we just didn't think it was appropriate at that time. Right. Otherwise, I think this is just a completely unique case.
Vallow was found unfit to stand trial in Idaho back in 2021, spending 10 months in a state hospital before being restored to competency. In May 2023, she was convicted for killing her two children, 16-year-old Tylee Ryan and 7-year-old J.J. Vallow, who were found buried in the backyard of Chad Daybell, Lori's husband. She was also found guilty of conspiring in the murder of Daybell's first wife, Tammy. Evidence and testimonies in both the Vallow-Daybell trials revealed the trail of death was motivated by money, religious beliefs, and sex. Now another delay in Vallow's next trial as a doctor waits to evaluate her.
Just from an ethical standpoint, she doesn't have enough information to just render an opinion. And so I don't want to force her to make an opinion when she's not in a position to do that, and she needs more information, which she hopes to get in attempting to meet with the defendant next week. Unfortunately, Ms. Vallow not speaking with the mental health experts is causing some delay.
Dr. Hernandez has been given a deadline of December 2nd to submit that report. Another competency hearing is scheduled for 3 days following that submission. Meanwhile, the judge presiding over Lori Vallow's criminal cases will hear from lawyers in a status conference next Wednesday. I'm Fox 10 investigator Justin Lum.
Newly released body camera video shows how Seattle police officers tracked down a suspect suspected of stabbing a number of people at random.
I'm not doing anything. Hey, I'm not.
Take lethal on him.
Yes, sir.
Roland Lee was officially charged today with several counts of assault, although he did not show up to face the judge. He's accused of stabbing 10 people in the Chinatown International District last week. King County prosecutors said he poses an extreme danger to the community, and the judge ordered him held on a $2 million bail. Lee's family says he is not a violent person.
Talked to Roland, and Roland said he don't remember doing anything. But, you know, they have it on video, they have witnesses and all that. We're going to have a good day together. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he used a drug that sent him off the edge, but Roland is a good person.
The Washington State Department of Corrections says Lee has been convicted of 9 felonies in the past 10 years, as well as misdemeanors, and he also had an outstanding warrant at the time of his arrest. The FBI tonight is offering a $25,000 reward in the ballot box arson case in the Pacific Northwest. Investigators say someone set off incendiary devices at 3 ballot boxes in Oregon and Washington last month. While a fire suppressant system inside the drop boxes saved most of the burned ballots, a few of them could not be identified. FBI agents say surveillance video from the scene of one of the fires picked up images of the suspect. He was driving an early 2000s Volvo with a fraudulent Washington state license plate. Investigators say anyone with information should contact law enforcement. Another announcement from President-elect Trump is making waves tonight. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has been nominated to lead the Department of Health and Human Services. If he's confirmed, Kennedy, an outspoken anti-vaccine activist, would be in charge of a massive agency that oversees everything from drug, vaccine, and food safety to medical research and programs like Medicare and Medicaid. The nomination is not entirely unexpected. Trump has publicly told Kennedy to, quote, go wild with health and policy in his administration. And you can use our website, westcoastwrap.com, to stay on top of the latest developments in the transition to President-elect Trump's second term in office. Our online coverage there includes a breakdown of some of the key players that Trump is working with to bring into his new administration. We're learning new details tonight about who will testify during the Menendez brothers' resentencing hearing that's scheduled to happen next month. TMZ reports the brothers' attorney will be calling 6 key witnesses, all of them prison employees who interacted with Lyle and Eric Menendez behind bars. The brothers are serving life without parole for murdering their parents inside their Beverly Hills home back in 1989, but they're hoping a judge will approve resentencing, allowing them to be released from prison.
These witnesses, we found out, are going to be people who have been in contact with them while they're in prison over the last 3 decades, 3+ decades. We're talking about correctional officers. We're talking about educational officers. There's at least one correctional lieutenant, I believe, on the list who is going to be there in court testifying on their behalf to what model inmates they've been. And what we're told is that this goes beyond, just good behavior. It's that they have been really model citizens.
Lyle and Eric Menendez said they committed the murders because they faced sexual abuse at the hands of their father. Los Angeles District Attorney George Gascon recommended the brothers be resentenced based on new evidence of that abuse. But Gascon lost in last week's election, and the new incoming DA, Nathan Hochman, says he has not yet determined if he wants to proceed with the resentencing request. The deadly E. coli outbreak linked to McDonald's has now sickened more than 100 people. The CDC says the number of illnesses has jumped by 14 since cases were first reported. 34 people have been hospitalized, and 4 of them developed kidney issues. One person in Colorado died after becoming ill. 13 other states have been affected by the outbreak, including Washington, Oregon, Montana, Wyoming, Utah, and New Mexico. The outbreak is linked to onions that were grown in Colorado. Health officials say there is no longer a food safety concern. Coming up tonight here on West Coast Wrap, 1 week to go before Formula One racing makes a comeback on the Las Vegas Strip. Tonight, how the FBI is getting involved to help keep fans safe.
And in weather, here's our live camera in Los Angeles. The current temperature in the upper 50s with partly cloudy skies. Chance of showers will approach Southern California tonight. We'll have the updated forecast coming up.
We are waiting for bar exam results for Sophia Park.
Also tonight, quite a moment. A California 17-year-old makes history, becoming the youngest person to pass the state's bar exam. We'll explain how she's not the only one in her family fast-tracking their legal career. This time next week, hundreds of thousands of Formula One racing fans will be descending on Las Vegas. This is a live EarthCam shot of the city tonight, the Strip off in the distance there. Clark County leaders say new steps are being taken this year to help ease some of the problems that locals and visitors experienced during last year's Las Vegas Grand Prix. Turning the Strip into a racetrack last year caused some traffic backups and limited access to many streets. The problems prompted some business owners to file lawsuits against the county, claiming the event caused them to lose money. Event organizers say they're increasing transparency this year with a website the public can use to monitor traffic information. At the same time, they're cautioning everyone it will likely take more time than usual to get around town late next week.
It is important to remind everyone that travel around the resort corridor will be challenging during race week with scheduled road closures. Motorists should anticipate traffic delays and consider alternative routes.
Barricades already up around much of the Strip. Law enforcement says keeping everyone safe at the event is the top priority.
In addition to all of the officers that you'll see out there in uniform, you're going to see hundreds of private security employees working with us each night inside the track and out on the pedestrian bridges. And this year, we have worked with the Las Vegas Grand Prix to install safety enclosures and barriers inside all of the pedestrian bridges, both on the public side and on the private side. And these enclosures are upgrades from the safety film, if you remember that from last year.
Fox 5's Victoria Saha shows us how FBI agents are being called in to help secure this event.
The presidential election has come and gone, and as eyes were on who would lead our nation next, the FBI had their eyes on something else.
The few things that we did come through was like a white powder letter scare that we had.
Though that white powder letter was received by another FBI office, acting special agent in charge Jeremy Schwartz says their headquarters in Washington, D.C. are able to give them a heads up if they believed a similar letter was on its way to Las Vegas.
We quickly make our contacts with our local partners, such as the U.S. Postal Service. We give them a heads up on what's going on, and then we send our own units, our own entities, people that are familiar with weapons of mass destruction and things like that, to be there to receive that letter.
In their Election Day command post, it was all hands on deck. Schwartz says it will be a similar game plan for Formula One. Thousands of tourists coming in from the country, the world. How do you guys navigate that when it comes to, possible terrorism threats?
We not only set up our own command post structure here, but we expand upon it in the sense that we bring in some of our external partners.
That means working with Metro, security companies, and other federal agencies, also with their eyes at the Fusion Center. Even if the event is happening here in Las Vegas, does the FBI have command posts or people watching throughout the country?
Our National Tactical Operations Center is back at headquarters. They take intake all the time. They get something reported to them. They will immediately take a look at it, address it, assess it, determine if there's something that's actionable or something that needs to be done, and then that gets sent to us.
Schwartz says last year when there was a manhole that popped up and paused the race, it sparked online threats globally.
When we've got a command post up and running like that, then we can quickly identify the source of that information, where they're coming from, and whether they even have the capability or means to conduct any type of an attack.
Schwartz could not say if any of those threats came from a local person. When it comes to online threats, Schwartz says they have to analyze them very carefully. Sometimes it could mean someone just walking on a very fine line, expressing anger, rather than someone who actually has plans to carry out those attacks. But Schwartz also says that if resources are needed to investigate those threats, then you could face federal charges. Victoria Saha, Fox 5 News, local, Las Vegas.
And the racing in Vegas gets started next Thursday with qualifying sessions and the main event happening Saturday, November 23rd. Warner Brothers plans to make Las Vegas the home of its next filming headquarters. The entertainment company has announced a project to build a hub in partnership with UNLV. The university expects the partnership will put it on a path to having one of the best film schools in the country. Students would learn in the classroom, then train on productions at nearby sound stages. Warner Brothers is planning to invest $900 million to build out the site. Also, a proposed bill in the Nevada Senate would give the company tax credits for the project. In August, Sony Pictures made a similar announcement about its plans for a Las Vegas campus. Meta is facing a nearly $850 million fine after a European Union investigation found the Silicon Valley tech giant violated antitrust laws on Facebook Marketplace. The EU says Meta imposed unfair trading conditions by shutting out online advertisers and keeping Marketplace tied to Facebook. They also say Meta used data from third-party ads to benefit themselves. Meta says it will comply with the Commission's ruling to stop the conduct, but also says it will appeal that decision. We shift now to talk about our weather here in the west, and showers return to the San Francisco Bay Area today. This is the scene, or was the scene today in Oakland just before noon today. Enough rain to keep the roads wet, at least for a little while. And take a look at this gorgeous sight, all thanks to the wet weather. This photo of a rainbow was snapped in Pleasanton, about 30 miles southeast of Oakland. Let's bring in KTVU meteorologist Mark Tamayo, who is tracking the conditions all across the west. Hey, Mark.
Hi there, Alex. Yeah, still tracking some rain showers, as you can see here. The focus has been up in the Pacific Northwest, but as you just said, we just saw that the picture there, the rainbow. We had some rain showers in Northern California and also in the San Francisco Bay Area. It's a cold system that'll send temperatures down over the next few days. Up in Seattle and Portland, some scattered rain, at least is showing up on the radar for tonight, and even some mountain snow. And then as we take a look at the maps here for the Bay Area, there you can pick out some of the rain showers from earlier today. And there's about a 30% chance of some shower activity approaching Southern California for tonight. Seattle today showing you the cloud cover, rainfall 0.21 with a temperature a high of a chilly 50 degrees this afternoon. In San Francisco, this was the view looking out toward Ocean Beach. There's Golden Gate Park and temperatures in the lower 60s. And then down in Southern California, nearby Santa Monica, there's that camera there. Temperature in the mid-70s today in Los Angeles. So here once again is a satellite, and we have this cooler system, the circulation moving into Northern California and the Bay Area, and still, as we showed you, some clouds and some rain showers up in the Pacific Northwest. Current numbers out there right now, we have 72 degrees in Phoenix. It is Los Angeles, it is 59 degrees in Los Angeles, and some 40s for Portland and Seattle. So that's where the real cold air is focused. For tomorrow, about a 30% chance of some rain for Seattle. Temperatures only in the 40s. Sunshine out toward Denver for the Bay Area, partly cloudy skies for San Francisco, Los Angeles, partly sunny skies, and more sunshine out in the Phoenix area, the temperatures approaching the lower 70s. So here is the forecast models. We do put it into motion, and you can see a lot of snowfall showing up in the Sierras, so they have a winter weather advisory in place until 10 o'clock tomorrow night. And then there's that chance of some rain up in the Pacific Northwest for your Friday. Heads up, though, there is definitely some more rain on the way. A lot of atmospheric river activity over the past few days, and another one setting up into the weekend forecast for both Saturday and Sunday. So that's where the rainfall will continue to be focused. That's where we have the cool air in place as well. Seattle, 49 degrees, basically in the 40s over the next couple days. San Francisco, a bit of a chill as we do head into the weekend, at least with the overnight temperatures. And then as you can see here, we have a nice quiet weather pattern for Los Angeles with a chance of a shower for tonight. And then more sunshine in the Phoenix area. So the bitterly cold air not really impacting areas in the south just yet. But as you can see up in the Pacific Northwest, that will continue with some more rain over the next few days. Alex.
Okay, Mark, thank you. Up next tonight here on West Coast Wrap, a chance to travel for free as bargain hunters searching for hidden treasure here in the West. Coming up tonight, how one airline is dropping clues. Plus, an entire family of whiz kids in California will introduce you to the siblings breaking records in the legal world. Four Southern California men have been charged in a bizarre crime. They are accused of defrauding insurance companies by claiming a bear caused damage to their luxury cars. This is video the men provided to the insurance companies, supposedly showing a bear ransacking a Rolls-Royce in Lake Arrowhead earlier this year. Turns out it was actually a man in a bear costume, complete with metal bear claw meat shredders. He and three other men were arrested in connection with this case and two other similar claims. They're all now facing charges of insurance fraud and conspiracy. A call to the sheriff's office in Tacoma, Washington required someone with a lasso to respond, and it was all caught on video. Deputies responded to this call of two horses on the loose. They had escaped from a nearby farm. Cell phone and body camera video shows the spooked animals running through an intersection and right into a strip mall.
Two horses galloping towards me diagonally through the intersection as I'm trying to turn. I was in bewilderment, essentially. I thought I was dreaming, really.
I can imagine. The farm owner arrived a short time after deputies and was able to corral those horses with lassos. A 17-year-old in California's Central Valley just became the youngest person ever to pass her state's bar exam. She shared video of the historic moment with Fox 26's Myra Franco, who found out the family is full of sharp legal minds.
We are waiting for bar exam results for Sophia Park. How are you feeling?
Excited.
How many minutes do we have left?
4. 4 minutes later.
Appears on the pass list for the July 2024 bar exam.
Sophia Park of Tulare County made history by becoming the youngest person to pass the California bar exam at 17 years old and 8 months. And you won't guess whose previous record she beat, her older brother Peter. Last year, he was the first one to pass the bar exam in the family at 17 years old and 11 months.
They are very proud. But I think with my brother, it was like, is he going to pass? Is he not going to pass? Because we're not quite sure like of the standard that he has to pass. So we had our reaction video filmed on YouTube.
Sophia began law school at the age of 13 while attending Oxford Academy in Cypress, California. In 2022, she graduated high school after passing the California High School Proficiency Exam. This year, she completed her law degree at Northwestern California University School of Law. And at the age of 16, she also entered at the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office. She is currently working as a law clerk for the Tulare County District Attorney's Office. She's a second in line now to becoming a prosecutor in her family and plans to join the Tulare County DA's office alongside her brother.
We don't have any lawyers in our family, actually, so we're the first ones. My dad is a patent agent, and my mom, when we lived in Orange County, she was a Korean desserts baking teacher.
Next in line, their younger sister, Sarah, who Sophia says could be both her and her brother's record.
She's 14 and in her second year of law school. She passed the baby bar exam, or first-year law student exam, in August this year.
Next up, in their footsteps, the youngest in the family, Andrew, who is 8 years old, and he is not starting law school yet, but he's already dressing the part.
He actually wants to be an attorney. Our office has an event every year at Halloween where kids come to dress up and they trick or treat within our office. And he dressed up as an attorney and borrowed my older brother's briefcase, would put candy in the briefcase.
Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 Park siblings, now each blazing a trail as California's youngest lawyers.
I'd just like to thank everyone at the Tulare County District Attorney's Office for supporting me, and also my parents and my family. Really couldn't have done it without them.
A brilliant family there. That was Fox 26's Myra Franco reporting tonight. Sophia Park will be sworn in March after she turns 18. All right, finally tonight, Frontier Airlines is offering a fun treasure hunt for travelers in parts of Arizona. Frontier hid 5 piggy banks across Phoenix. Each of those banks has $1,000 in flight vouchers inside, along with a year-long membership to their rewards program called the Discount Den. Treasure hunt clues are going to be posted on social media. The airline is hosting this same hunt over on the East Coast in Philadelphia, and they're hoping to add some more cities to the treasure hunt in the future so more folks can get in on all the fun. That does it for West Coast Wrap tonight. Have a great night.
Yeah, Heather's mic 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4.